Oh my god.
I've seen that like 12 times, and I still silently laugh to myself every time you see Frotz look super uncomfortable.
That face is so good.
Guys, like everything else, Frotz edited that at 2 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so nice. All right. Ninth, you're up, my dude. Take it away.
Cool.
You can start playing some music whenever you want. It should pick up. We're good to go.
All right, I'm going to play the music on my end here. All right, cool. All right. Okay, Ravirin, a continent that is recovering from a swift civil war. Eastern lands are hard, cold, and mountainous, but its people take pride in the hardship of survival. To the south is the exotic Prindar, blessed with warm weather all year round, but endures strong hurricanes in the spring and months, and provides much of the food to the rest of the continent. To the west is Queenstown, the city that used to rule all of Ravirin. North of the cities is the wide mountain range, where dangerous creatures dwell and bleed into the lands the people of Ravirin call home. The mountains are not just home to monsters, but also ancient treasures of a distant time. Many adventurers test their luck to uncover such riches. Few ever return. This is Unreturned, the Lost Vault. We will start with Frosty.
I knew you were gonna start with me. Christ.
Put
Oh,
on
I
your
went over it
role-playing hat,
the other
boy.
night during the practice. The steading of ice, your home only knows peace and unity with nature. Your brother, who left for pilgrimage, never sent a letter informing your family of his journey. You brushed it off as a delay. Then, a month had passed and no word had come from your brother. Others in the steading also have gone without words of loved ones on pilgrimage. Some called for a search party. Others thought it best to close the gate and cease any travel. And some simply ignored the problem. Like your parents, you too wish for all to pass and your brother to return home. But something has changed the rhythm of your heart, and you begin seeking out answers. All you receive from others is cold shoulders and vague stories. Still too young to leave the steading, you are trapped. Your heart yearns for truth, but duty has bound you home. You are home in the steading of ice, nestled deep under Mount Bolmir. You tend the family garden, birds chirp around you, and the sun shines down. For a moment, you forget your troubles, and you notice in front of you a foreign root has made its way into the tomato bed. What do you do?
This looks odd. I inspect it.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an investigation check, please.
Hold on. Oh. That's a D20, right?
Yes, it is. And it's going to be your intelligence, and then I don't think you have proficiency in it, so it'll just be your intelligence modifier.
Gotcha. 13.
Okay. All right. So with a 13, you look at the root and you inspect it closely. You get your fingers in there and dig around the sides, and you're able to determine, kind of project where the path is coming from, and you see that it's a root that's migrated from a small tree nearby. All you have to do is just kind of simply cut the root and steer it into a different direction to avoid further burrowing into the tomato patch. So if you could just give me a sleight of hand check, we'll see if you are successful in doing that.
Two plus whatever.
You're gonna be the first person in D&D history to die to a tomato.
Spencer, you're gonna be doing a lot of math for Rotten.
Okay. Okay, so it's 2 plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay. +1, so 3. Best roll in history.
Okay. All right. So you struggle with trying to cut up the root, and as you're having difficulty with this, somebody else approaches you. As you struggle on the root, Old Bark, your mentor, approaches you. His eyes are downcast, and he leans on his staff as he plants himself before you. Our chief, Our chief, Lowcloud, wants to see you.
Right. I'm struggling with this route. If you can help me out, take over here. I'll go talk to the chief.
I will help. I will assist you with the route, and then I will guide you to the council chamber. But are you Frost, are you not a druid? Did I not teach you the ways of druid craft?
You know me. Don't always pay attention to your lessons as I should, Old Bark, sir.
I see. That is a lesson that you have missed. I will assist you. So he comes over. He pulls out a small knife, and he just kind of prunes the root out and chucks the piece that was cut off to the side. He's like, "All right, young one, come with me."
I knew that. I do.
Okay. You approach the Ice Steading's elder tree, a tree that stands out of place amongst the rock and ice, but it is ancient. And many say the tree does not grow on the mountain, but the mountain grew beneath the tree. Its ancient bark has been carved and grown into ancient stories of the Firbolg. The base of its trunk forms a gate. Old Bark parts the doors, and you enter. At the center of the room, sculpted from the tree, is a large throne, and a Chief Lowcloud sits upon it. Chief Lowcloud is the eldest of the Firbolg in the Ice Steading, and is over 850 years old. His blue skin is gnarled and turned gray. His eyes are sunken, black, and deep with wisdom. He looks at you. "Frostvold, young boy, how are you?"
I am still worried about the happenings outside our gates, eldest one. But why have you called me here today?
Yes. Your brother and the others, they are not missing. They are dead. We believe some dark creature has killed them. We know not what or why, but the tree. We know not what or why, but the tree has spoken, and it is said to send every other second son. And we came upon you. The tree of Mishkael wills it that you must go and discover this dark plot. What say you?
Of course I will take up this task. I was waiting for such a calling to find out what happened to my beloved brother.
We have made the arrangements for you to meet an elf. Her name is Elanra. I'm sorry, it's not Elara Thistlebow. She is a friend to our kind and helped us before. You will find her at the Red Scale Inn in Waleton. She will set you on your path. But before you go, take these. And he pulls out from his side, in a small chest to the side of his seat. He brings out a small pouch, and he holds it before you to take. Do you take it?
I hesitantly take the pouch.
Okay. You take the pouch, and you can feel that it seems like there's several pieces of some sort of clattering metal inside. He says to you, "Those are gold pieces. Our people have no use for such a thing as currency, but it is a necessity outside this grove. But be wary of it. Many covet gold, and it drives their insatiable greed. And go now, you will need your rest. Old Bark and his scouts will guide you to Welton, but then you will be on your own, with only Mishkael to guide you." So, what would you do?
Well, as he was talking, I looked inside the pouch at the gold, and it was very beautiful, and I felt some weird things inside about this gold. And then I guess I follow Old Bark out of the chamber silently.
Okay. Yeah, so Old Bark takes you back to your house, and your father approaches you. "Frosty, you just had a meeting with the Elder. What was it of?"
He tasked me with going to find the eldest brother and bring news back. What?
With
Or
go
something like that.
good details. All right. When you say that, your mother bursts out from the house. "Oh no, he did not. He's not sending my only boy left out into the wilds. You will be eaten up out there." And she kind of grabs you and pinches your cheek. She's like, "He can't take my baby boy."
Mother, I am a fully grown man of 40 years. I can leave.
40
If I
years, you
wish.
haven't even made it through your first century yet. You are still but a child.
Well, Old Bark thinks I can do it, right?
Old Bark's like, "I find that it is the most wise to not get involved in others' family matters."
Well, I'm doing it anyway.
Roll a persuasion check, please.
All right. 5 plus what?
Your charisma modifier and proficiency if you are.
5 minus 1 because I'm not.
So
very
4.
good.
Okay. All right. So your mother says, "No, this will not stand. I will go speak to the elder right now." And she marches off towards the tree. Your father kind of grasps your shoulder. He's like, "We understand that it is outside of our hands, son. Come inside, have the last meal with us, and we will see you off in the morning."
Yes, mother.
No, the mother ran away. That was your dad.
Oh,
Can't you tell by my voice?
That's rude.
You're always getting your mother and I confused. I don't know why.
You're both old.
Spencer, you have music cycling through randomly right now, by the way.
Yep.
Just so you
Well,
know.
I have it set to a specific playlist, and it should be going through when it's done, I think. Yeah.
Well, we just have
I just had
we
it
have
from-
like boss dude music right now.
Okay, I'll switch it up.
Mom is boss, dude. Of course.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, that
The
felt pretty
real
boss
purpose
like
of the
to me.
campaign is to kill Frosty's mom.
This is
Yeah, that felt
Undertale.
stressful.
Oh,
Oh my god, it's Undertale. Okay, so with that, we will close scene with Frosty, and we will switch to Blumponious.
That's me.
And
I was
the
holding-
map should be switching, so just let me know when you can see the new map.
I was holding my pee that entire time. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm gonna be doing a lot of that.
Does everybody just need a pee break?
I have to peel out too.
Yeah.
God.
Okay, before
I'm
we start with
surrounded by
Blumponious, everybody
children.
go have a pee break.
No, not right now, but like probably in
break?
10 minutes when it's my turn.
when it's your turn,
Yeah. That's what I'll
yes,
have to
that's
do.
when you'll do it, and we'll sit here in silence.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, cool.
That's
Yeah. That's good planning.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll get started with the Blumponious since somebody's passing up on the opportunity to use the restroom. Okay.
good.
Listen, when you gotta go, and I don't gotta go yet. I'll tell you when I do.
All right, but I'm not pulling over in the middle of highway.
You go now.
It's either that or you're peeing in the Gatorade bottle.
Oh man.
All right. Blumponious, a young teenage male dragonborn at the age of 10. He has a soft face, piercing blue eyes,
Wow.
and is covered in various shades of silver and blue scales.
That sounds hot.
The two horns atop his head, as
And-
well as his tail, are considered to be small by the dragonborn standard. But he frequently reminds people, I didn't write this by the way, he frequently reminds people, it is not the size, it's how you use them. Although not fully grown for several years, he will still be considered large by most species standards. Standing at 6'3" and weighing 250 pounds, he is well built. That's going to be awkward when you meet Frosty because he stands at around 7 feet. But years of running errands as a squire, lifting heavy saddlebags, and working his mentor's estate have left him with broad shoulders and strong legs. He has recently left his homeland, and as such often finds the ways and customs of anyone that isn't dragonborn to be quite confusing. Okay, yeah. Skip that. All right. Blumponious, you sit alone in your camp, staring at the fire. The flame warms you as the cold of the crystal forest bites your scales. When you look deeper into the light of the campfire, it takes you away to just days before. Echo, echo, echo. 4 days earlier. Exactly, yes. You stand before the Platinum Council. They are dressed in black robes, sitting atop a long judge bench. 4 dragonborn, a brass, a bronze, a gold, and a silver are before you, leering into your soul. The same 4 that named you a chosen of Bahamut. The silver slams a gavel and speaks. Blumponious, you stand before us today, accused of murder and an accomplice of theft. What say you in your defense?
It wasn't me.
And that is all you have to say to defend yourself.
I think the council's already prematurely made up their mind. Anything that I say, I know, won't really sway the decision.
Our judgment is not made until we hear the voice of the accused. So if you have any further arguments for your case, we shall hear them now. Otherwise, you may stay silent. Well, very well then. We have put great thought into this, and despite the severity of what happened with your mentor and the stolen artifact, we have also looked upon your previous outstanding record. And we will give you the chance to prove yourself to the clan, to get back your good graces and the blessings of Bahamut, but you will do such as an exile, never to return until you have come back with the trident and the killer of your mentor alive to stand trial as you have today.
I will take my leave, and I will bring honor to the clan once again.
While you are exiled, you are stripped of all rank and status. You are no longer a knight of the clan Delmir, but you are merely an outcast dragonborn. Okay, so with that, you take your leave, and you slowly focus back in on the fire before you at your campfire, the cold surrounding you. Can I get a perception check from you real quick?
That is a 7.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Does a 21 hit your AC?
Yep, it sure does.
Okay, cool. That can't be right. Okay, you're gonna take 7 damage.
I'm gonna die in the tutorial! This is just like the stream!
Hey.
So as you're sitting at your campfire,
Jesus Christ.
a javelin comes out from the mountain beside you, and a large half ogre jumps down from the rocks.
But now he's dead.
Can you go ahead and roll initiative for me, please?
11?
Oh, whoops! I'm sorry. Hold on. I forgot. I have to add you in. My bad. There we go. Okay. Now we got a combat call. Would you like me to roll initiative? I have to use the initiative on Foundry. So do you want me to go ahead and just roll it? Actually,
yeah.
you roll it and hold on. You roll it for you, and whatever you roll, I can actually just type in and edit here.
Okay, 11 for me then, yep. Yeah, it's
11,
hard for me to
perfect.
switch back and forth.
Nope, that's all right. I forgot you were using the physical dice. Okay, all right. So it is your turn in combat. What would you like to do? You have an
Okay.
action, movement, and a possible bonus action. And just for a couple rules, things for if you're familiar or not familiar to Dungeons and Dragons, a popular variant rule that is used in Dungeons and Dragons is flanking. I'm choosing to not use flanking. Instead, I'm using a different. It's a homebrew rule from a dungeon master that I watch on YouTube. I believe it's called Dungeon Craft, but he uses something that is called cinematic advantage, and I'm using a simplified version of that, where the players can use and describe anything in the environment to kind of spice up their combat to give themselves advantage for their attack. So, for example, if Blumponious wanted to grab a stick from the fire pit and throw it at the
Read my mind.
ogre, I would, have him do that as a bonus action, depending on the severity of what he is doing. It could be either I would supplement it with doing it as a bonus action or using it as a free action, or maybe neither if it's just something having to do with your movement. So we'll do it. I'll look at it a case-by-case scenario. In this case,
Okay.
I'm going to consider it just a simple interaction with an item, so it'll not consume a bonus action. It'll just be a free action if you would choose to do that.
Yeah, so I'd like to, first I'm just going to reach into the fire next to me. I'm just going to grab, I see this stick. The end half of it is just all embers and smoke. And I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to go throw it overhand straight at the ogre's face.
Right, yeah, so yeah, you grab that piece of ember. It's burning. It's, ash is coming off of it. It's lighting up, illuminating the area a bit. It's smoky. You chuck it right at his face. He's like, ugh. He puts his hands up in his face. You have advantage on the attack. So go ahead and strike with advantage.
I am gonna attack with my trusty warhammer that I have chosen to name Betsy. Can I still do my my roll to hit with physical dice?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Just tell me what you get. I'll let you know.
Is a 13.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Perfect. And warhammer is 1. I can't see my character sheet. It's too tiny.
If you're using it one-handed, it's going to be a D8.
Okay. Trusty
Plus your strength
D8.
modifier.
That is a 4 plus my strength modifier, which I believe is a 3. Yes.
Okay,
So
so
7.
-7 total. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you slash him. And I mean, he's not a full-sized ogre. This is a half ogre, and he looks pretty young. He's got a bit of peach fuzz on his chin, and a little bit of peach fuzz on his chest coming out. But when you slam him with your hammer, it puts a mild bruise on his chest.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Can I
All
still
right.
use my movement?
Yes,
Or
of
no?
course.
All right.
Yeah, you can use your movement. Yep.
I am going to immediately hide between these rocks.
Okay, so you're in an illuminated area there. You'd have to move a little bit further, perhaps maybe to the rocks right to your right there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're kind of out of line of sight, but he kind of watched you just run over there. He's actually going to take a swing at you when you come out of his attack range. And he has a large battle axe that he's using.
Of course he does.
Does a 21 hit you?
Yeah, a 21 hits
Okay.
me because I'm a level 1 basic bitch. This is the tutorial.
Okay.
What dice are you rolling?
Okay. All right. So he's gonna hit you. Or let's say, it's going to be 4 damage. He's going to hit you for 4 damage as you try to get out of view.
Okay, well, I have 1 health remaining.
Okay, cool. So as you're sitting,
Cool.
all right. So as you're sitting there, and things are looking dire, you can see from. Actually, can you see? Yes. So you can see from, let's say your south west, a group of furbolg appear from the wooden trail, and you can see that some of them have a torch lit. Frosty, can you go ahead and roll initiative for me, please?
Yep.
That was a lot of dice rolling. That sounded really good.
Okay. All right, cool. So now it's going to be the scout. All right. So one of the furbolg scouts run up and they take out a longbow and they go ahead and they fire it at the half ogre. And that arrow is actually going to completely miss the half ogre, sail right past him, and and break against the
Collusion!
rocks behind them.
Rigged!
And you're in trouble.
Dude. This is gonna be a world record for having to re-roll a character within the first
tried
5
to
minutes
do
of a
it.
campaign.
You tried to do it to me, and now, well, I'm in this combat encounter too. Now.
We'll avenge your death.
All right, and let's see. All right, so a second Firbolg scout runs up, and he goes to attack with his sword. And he critically fails. He goes to attack the half ogre with a short sword, and the half ogre uses his battle axe, hits it so hard that it flings the sword out of the scout's hands. But luckily, the scout has a second short sword in their other hand, and they go to use that one. And that one's going to hit on the offhand. And it's going to do some damage.
It fucking better, dude.
I don't know if you can control the map easily, but just pushing to the right a little bit more so we can at least see you. Your other right. There you go. Sweet.
Hey, Blumponious, it's your turn again.
Let me check my inventory here. Maybe I have a healing herb, or maybe I'll just take this opportunity to pee myself behind the rock.
Keep in mind, you do have 5 points of lay on hands that you can use as an action to restore up to 5 hit points.
Oh, I thought I didn't get lay on hands until level 3. Okay, this is pretty good. All right, I am definitely gonna be casting lay on hands.
Put hands on him.
I'm gonna put hands all over myself. I'm gonna be like, oh, dude, those scales. All right, I'm going to use lay on hands. I am going to consume all available charges immediately.
Okay. So you go up to 6 hit points. You still have movement and a possible bonus action.
Possible bonus action. I'm gonna look. Let's see. Let me look around here. I am. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go for a big play here. I'm gonna move back over towards the log. Can I attempt to pick up that log and use it as a projectile?
Let's see. You can use your bonus action to make an athletics check to pick it up and to use it as an improvised weapon on your next turn.
Okay, so I can do a check to pick it up then?
Yes.
Athletics check. Okay.
Yes.
That is a 9 plus 5, so 14.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you go over, you bear hug it, you wrap your arms around it. It's kind of been sitting there for a long time. There's parts of it that are a little bit softer than others, and it's sunken into the ground a bit. But you're able to get your arms underneath there. You keep your back straight, and you lift with your knees like you're supposed to.
Very good. Very good.
And you completely heave up the log out. A bit of it breaks off, but you have enough to be able to get a good swing in and use it as if it's like a great club or something. So on your next turn, you can use that as a weapon with your proficiency, and it will deal a d12 in damage if you hit.
Frosty is impressed by little dragon man strength.
Somebody's got to be impressed by him.
Anything else for your turn? Anything else for your turn, Blumponious?
I think that's it because I don't have a bonus action to attack. So
Okay, cool. Well, you used your bonus action to lift the log anyways.
right. Can't believe you just called me a puny dragon, man, dude. That cuts me deep. I'm having a real bad time over here, and you're just lurking around in the bushes, skulking around.
Frosty, weary from travel.
Yeah, was cutting that tomato out of the ground. That take all your energy out of you. You fuck.
Yeah, one of you guys only had to fight a tomato. The other one had to. It's almost gone.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to roll a 5 to stoke the fire and not die of the cold. That's gonna be easy. Nope.
But now he's dead.
I like to, keep you on your toes, mix it up. Let's see here.
I just hope the most I have to fight is a squash or something.
We can only hope.
You're gonna have to fight your son Jackfruit.
Nah, you're gonna get like a base battle with, I don't know, the bases from Prima or something ridiculous.
Okay. All right. So, Old Bark is going to run up, and he's going to completely ruin Blumponious' little camp here, but he's also going to cast a big spell. All right. And so a bunch of vines start sprouting out from the ground all over the place, violently being ripped out, and start grabbing everybody within that 20-foot square. And they start trying to make their way around the around the half ogre. And the vines completely wrap themselves around, and they bring the half ogre to the ground. So he is now prone. So any melee attack against him will have advantage. And he is also restrained, so he has 0 movement. And attacks against him would have advantage anyways, but he's got double bad going for him.
That sounds good. I like that.
Kind of cool. So.
Old Bart's the real MVP here.
All right. Next is Frosty. It's your turn.
It is I.
Are we about to hug it out?
Hello,
I just realized I should have.
Squat Dragon Man. It seems like you're having a rough time.
I've survived worse. I've come back from the brink of death.
All right, well, I'll see what I can do here. I can remember some of my spells. All right.
Keep in mind, only melee attacks will have range. Since he is prone, ranged attacks will have disadvantage.
Gotcha.
But he also, I believe, automatically fails dex-based saving throws.
I had 5 more feet I can move, so... I'm gonna whack him with my big stick.
What happened to some of those impressive spells you were going to show me?
He's on ground. I think it better just to bop him on the head. All right.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and give me an attack with advantage. Which, in case you don't know, advantage means that you roll twice and you take the higher of the 2 rolls. In this case, it's an 8 and a 6, which is not great.
Do I do advantage again?
No, that was your advantage. You rolled 2. You took an 8.
Gotcha.
So you just add your proficiency bonus and your strength modifier to the attack.
Strength modifier is 0. Proficiency, what is that?
Well, that would have been, yeah, that's the attack, so that's going to be +2 when you're level 1.
Okay.
So you rolled a 10 total then, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's what it says.
Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I could have checked it. Yeah, there we go. My bad. I could have checked in the chat and I did not. Okay. Yeah, 10 is going to miss him. So yeah, you run over, and you're kind of showing off to this dragonborn, and you go to swing with your quarterstaff, and you completely miss a prone target. You just swung it a little too high.
I should maybe have used spells.
Little early in the day to be drinking, don't we think?
We do not drink, people of the forest.
He says as he drinks a Four Loko.
He can't attack back, right? Or can he with disadvantage?
He can attack back with disadvantage. Yep.
All right. Well, I am going to.
Are you going?
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
hidden step.
Okay. So you become invisible. So Blumponious, the furbolg that was standing next to you, just suddenly disappears.
Well, that
And I don't
was
think you have any
useless.
movement left. Okay. And the other scout runs up and they make an attack. They miss. They go to attack again. So I realize they have multi-attack. All right, and it's going to hit. And great, it's going to deal 3 damage to the ogre. All right, next is the half ogre. He's restrained. Libby has to make a strength saving throw to get out of it. With me as I check this spell. Can use its action. Okay, so it uses its action to make a save. And it will do that.
Still can't get over that you literally ran up to me. You taunted me. You did nothing. You missed a target that wasn't doing anything. You're just like, bye, bitch.
This can be a short stream.
I'm hiding.
Oops, that's the wrong thing.
I think you probably noticed, Hope, but the action bar is not updating.
I just fixed it. It is
Oh,
now.
you did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. So he's going to break out of the entanglement. He is no longer restrained, and he uses half of his movement to stand back up. All right. So attacks against him are attack as if normal. All right. And let's see. We're back up to this scout. And Okay. All right. So the one scout fired 2 arrows and it struck both times. The other one only has the 1. So it's gonna be. And he's gonna miss. So he's going to go in. He tosses his short sword from his offhand into his main hand. He goes to stab the ogre, and the ogre deftly stands back, and the attack misses. Blumponious, it's your turn. You have the log in your arms to use as a great club.
I'm starting to think that the forest folk are basically useless, so I'm going to have to do this myself. I'm going to look around me, even though I don't see Frosty. I'm going to say, watch how it's done, and I'm going to roll the hit with my my newly found hand-fashioned Blumponious original great club that I pulled out of the ground.
Yep. So yeah, you're going to add your strength and your proficiency to the attack roll.
Oh, do I have to roll hit?
Yes, you do.
Okay. That is an 18 for hit.
Okay.
And then you said
that is a hit. Go ahead. And you're going to add a d12 plus your plus your strength modifier. It's the damage.
That is a 9 plus a 3 plus a 2, so 14.
How would you like to utterly demolish this ogre?
Whoa.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run over here just briefly. I'm gonna use my extreme athletics just to kind of jump off of the rock to give me a little bit more lift, and I'm gonna completely just swing the log straight overhead like I'm playing a game of whack-a-mole with a large half ogre.
Oh yeah.
And as I come down, I am just going to absolutely crush the back of his head to the point where the back of his head comes out through the front of his head, and it's just an explosion of gore.
Okay. And with that, you put out your campfire. As the blood just comes spurting out, and all the gore and brain matter comes out over the top of the campfire, and it completely smothers the flames. And you look around the battlefield. You have an elf to the side of you, and the rest are all furbolgs. And your tent is completely destroyed from the vines that had sprout up from the ground. Your bench your log that you were just sitting on is now covered in blood. What do you do?
He can see the vague shape of Frosty as he's drenched in blood.
Yeah. There's floating blood in the shape of a furbolg. So, Blumponious, what would you like to do? How would you like to interact with these would-be saviors?
I'd like to go up to the bloody just outline of a ghost and extend my hand in a gesture to shake.
I materialize and return the handshake and say, "Sorry we could not be of more help, small person."
Yeah, your guys missed about 97% of their attacks, and all you did was fart and turn invisible.
I am on quest to become better fighter.
I assume your quest is just beginning.
Yes, sir. I think I can learn much from you.
We can start by teaching how to use your staff as a weapon more effectively.
Yes, it might not be as impressive as your massive log, but I think we can make do.
I think it's important to remember it's not the size, it's how you use it.
Agreed.
Old Bark, the elderly, elderly Fergbog walks up to the campfire and he casts Produce Flame in his hand and he reignites the campfire. And he steps over to you. He says, Sir, I believe you are called the Dragon Kind, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. We are traveling to Whaleton. It is dangerous to be alone. We could use one of your strength in our party.
I think having a few extra guards around couldn't hurt.
Excellent. Now, what shall we call you since we're going to be traveling companions?
You can call me Blumponious. My last name I only reveal to my true friends.
Then we shall call you Blumponious.
Blumponious is too hard to say. I call you Blumpkin.
Oh,
Great.
direct.
Of course.
Nice to meet you.
I hate you.
I was waiting for that to happen.
Oh, yes. Well, let's finish out the rest of this evening with some rest, and we shall carry on tomorrow in the morning.
Ah, yes, rejuvenation tonight sounds lovely.
Okay. So each of you will take a long rest.
Not that I used anything, but
And we'll go back to the world map. And with that, you guys settling off to bed, we will end the scene of Blumponious Dragonkin. And next is what? Yeah, go ahead.
if anyone needs to pee,
Tinkle
bad.
time?
If you thought you were
Yeah.
just gonna, fight a cabbage and it was gonna take 10 seconds, you are mistaken. So this is a good intermission spot if anybody needs an intermission.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'll take it up on that. I'll listen to my own advice and go use the potty.
Okay.
I was gonna say
I don't listen to advice.
we could tell the Denny stories now that you're leaving. So.
Oh, tell
Well, I can tell the Denny story. Yeah, I'll do it when I come back.
Yeah, when he comes back.
I'll leave you guys in suspense. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll set the scene. We had just seen the Hobbit movie. I think it was the first one, and Denny's was having Hobbit-themed dishes.
So they had
So-
like breakfast and second breakfast and 11sies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we were like, we saw the movie. It's a long movie, so it was probably like, I don't know, 10, 11 at night by the time we got to Denny's. And we were just sitting there eating our meal, and
Freeze frame.
most of the story I can't tell you because I couldn't see anything.
Okay.
So
So this is why you need a second-hand storyteller.
we're in a booth, right? I'm the one on this side. I think Spencer's brother is also he might be on Spencer's side. So they have vantage of what's about to come through the door behind us. And I am huddled under the table for most of the story.
So you're just sitting there minding your own business.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
You're
sitting
taking
there
cover?
minding our own business. Spencer, you can see the door. Oh, he doesn't have his headset on.
Okay,
Or-
I'm back.
Ninth, you can see the door. So we're sitting there minding our own business, eating our hobbit-based dishes. What happens?
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, we're
Also
eating.
right
Yeah, we
now?
went and saw the Hobbit. We didn't went to like the midnight review. The midnight showing of the
Oh,
Hobbit.
that's right. It was late as shit. That's right.
That's the only
Yeah.
time you
This
go
was-
to Denny's.
this-
What do you
Yeah.
mean? You're drunk or it's
Yeah.
2 a.m., dude. Those
I
are the only
assumed-
times you
Yeah.
go.
I assumed it was 3 a.m. You guys are at Denny's. Like,
Yeah. It was.
Nobody goes at like 4
That's right.
p.m. on a Friday.
I forgot midnight showings were a thing because they don't do them anymore.
I don't do them anymore. I think this is the last time I went to a midnight showing was the
Yeah.
Hobbit. But yeah, so yeah, we went to the Hobbit. We're like, okay, let's go get our Hobbit meals. Came with a little Hobbit toy. No, it didn't, but I wish it did. And the hostess, all of a sudden, I hear this big ruckus at the front of the restaurant, and the hostess is like freaking out. She's like, "Oh my god!" And there's like 30 dudes that come in, and they just come in at the same time, and it just takes like a second. Like somebody gets smart. They're all drunk. They're sweaty, wearing Axe body spray, wearing those tap out T-shirts.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Enemy,
And,
brother.
Every single one of them. And then yeah, somebody says something, and then it's just an entire brawl breaks out. And the Denny staff.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm under the table. I hear just like thump, thump, and like,
Yeah, he dives under the table. I just sit there like completely like awestruck, like, oh my god, people pay hundreds of dollars to see this kind of stuff. And then it was like, it felt like seconds. Like the cops knew something was going to happen at Denny's. Like it's inevitable.
Already cops like outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely like just kind of keep an eye and patrol the place. So within a couple of seconds, this brawl breaks out. Within a couple of seconds, a bunch of cops show up, and they just start going ham with pepper spray. And they're just spraying it all over the place. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like watching this, and all of a sudden I'm like, man, my eyes sting. And I start like tearing up, and I'm like coughing because it's just like the gust of wind, because we were pretty
the
close.
closest to the door. Like,
Yeah.
when all of this was happening, we were like not 5 feet away from the brawl. So
Yep. And then we waited about like 10, 20 minutes, and we still had to pay for our meal too. That's
we
the
were
part.
like, they better give us some credit.
They didn't give you free
Yeah.
meal? Are you
No,
kidding
Did you
me?
get a free meal?
we were
It's
so
Denny's, it's
pissed.
already basically
You should
free.
have called me, because I would have. Oh, no.
We were like coughing, tearing up because we half got like fucking tear gassed, and Spencer's little brother was there. And,
Yeah, you pulling out your credit card like all teary eyed, just like what?
Well, that's how I normally pull out my credit card.
No,
Nice.
but that's the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
magical.
Yeah, you hear
Oh,
about
yeah.
all these Denny's fights, and you guys were actually in one. Like, congrats.
You're probably
Yeah.
in like one of the best Denny's fights ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no joke. It was like 20 to 30 guys. Like it was a huge brawl.
You
It
should
was-
record that shit. Did you still have a flip phone or something at that
I
point?
think that probably
I
was
think
like
I
people
did.
had Nokias, dude.
Oh,
like,
shoot.
Yeah.
like
Oh,
when
this
is
did
a
that
while
thing
ago.
come out? Like 2010?
Yeah, a long time ago.
2011, I think. Was it which one was it that we went and saw? Was it the
I think
first
it was
one?
the first one. I believe it was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Anyway,
Everyone
gonna
was
say.
still on like a razor flip phone back then.
Yeah, I distinctly remember you having a flip phone for a long time. So.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say there's probably video of this online. Like all Denny's fights are documented, but
Is there
They seem- yeah, it might have been too
r/Denny's
long ago.
fights?
It's
yeah, r/Denny's,
documented here.
r/Denny's Denny's fights. Exactly.
It was, it was before written history, really. So
It might be in a Denny's fight compilation on YouTube or something.
I didn't even
somebody
know
else
this
from
were
a different
thing,
angle
but
got it,
now I'm
and they just,
intrigued. My like YouTube
they
search
just,
algorithm
we're
is
like in the
totally fucked.
foreground.
So if
Oh,
I
yeah.
start searching for Denny's fights, it's gonna be like Japanese bug fighting, Denny's fights, weird stuff. But what do you say we go ahead, and now that we know the tale of how Frotz got pepper sprayed, let's dive back into the campaign here, boys and girls.
Yeah,
sure.
let me adjust my lights real quick because it's getting dark over here. But
Okay.
I wanted to hear the story. That's why I didn't do it during
Oh yeah,
Tinkle
nobody
time.
wants to miss out on that.
Yeah. Yeah, you better be paying attention because your part's up next here. So it's Demany. Toes.
Demany next. Any
Yeah.
questions from our beloved
Oh, yeah.
viewers?
Yeah, before we jump into it, yeah.
We have a lot of
Any
compliments
D&D
on
questions?
Anime
I'll,
Chick's chair. People had questions about how armor class works.
Okay.
Mainly, it's just really nice things and people giving us 69 bits. So
Nice.
you're all up to speed now.
Sure, yeah, I can go into how armor class works. So armor class works in a couple different ways. So there's 3 ways you can determine your armor class. The easiest and most, universal is from wearing what type of armor you're wearing. There's light, medium, and heavy armor. Light and medium armor uses your dexterity modifier to add to it. So the armor that most people start with is leather armor. And leather armor is an AC of 11 plus your dexterity modifier. So if your dexterity modifier is 3, you have an AC of 14. All right. And if you're not wearing any armor at all, your AC is 10 plus your dexterity modifier across the board. So that's how light and medium armor works. And medium armor has like a dexterity cap of 2. So most people don't use medium armor for that reason. And heavy armor is just a flat AC bonus. So the armor that most people start with, heavy armor, is chainmail, which is 16. And it's just flat across the board. It does require strength requirement, so you have to have a specific strength, otherwise your movement is reduced. And if you don't have proficiency in the armor, in heavy armor, you cannot cast spells wearing it. But that's besides the point. The third way you can get armor class determined is from your class. So monk and barbarian classes have their armor class determined by your constitution modifier and your dexterity modifier, and based off of 10. So it's 10 plus your con plus your dex.
I'm so glad I don't have to know literally any of this. I just look at the number. Number, go Bert.
I can't believe you can just rattle this shit off the top of your head, honestly.
You should be able to get a doctorate in D&D.
Yeah.
And like Dungeon Master. That'd be
I'm
hilarious.
pretty sure you can now. Florida State, you definitely can.
Florida State.
I'll
Let's go.
All right, we're on Demany's intro. Let's go.
All
I'm
right.
excited.
Okay, so Demany toes the line between the morally polluted underworld of crime, theft, and murder, and the so-called civility of upper-class societies. He seamlessly transitions from an elusive, sticky-fingered spy to a charismatic personality. As cutthroat and calculated as Demany may appear, his actions aren't all motivated by anarchy and selfishness, but only a select few know his underlying motivations. Demany, the streets of Prindar are what you call home. Once upon a time, the streets ran with pockets lined with gold. With your musical talent and Sheik's guidance, you helped yourself to the spoils of others. Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. That was just to Demany personally to get him in his character's mindset. Alright, so Demany, you're in Prindar, and after a long day of conning and scheming, you come home to nothing more than 5 silver in your pocket. In ordinary circumstances, that wouldn't be too bad, but with taking care of Chick. I was saying Chic in my head when I was reading it earlier, and now it's stuck there. By taking care of Chick, it's getting hard to keep up. The house you live in was made into apartments after the nobleman that left for something more contemporary, closer to downtown. As the nobles moved, you and the wretched moved in. When you walk in, you take a deep breath of damp air, mold creeping out of the peeling wallpaper. The stairs creak with each step, alerting the other tenants, but you don't care. When you enter your room, Chick is asleep in the bed. You walk to the cabinet and grab a health potion. After this one, you only have one left. and you're still a long way to go to 50 gold. You wake up Chick out of his rest, and he takes in the potion. Chick perks up for a bit and smiles faintly and then slumps back down into the bed. Chick grabs your hands and looks into your eyes. Leave me. Let me die. Live your life.
Chick, I don't stand for much. I'm not gonna leave your side, Chick. It's you and me till the end.
There's nothing left in this city. It's done. There's nothing here. And I can't travel in this state.
What am I to do? Just rob for nothing? Steal, pillage for nothing? I do this for myself and for you. We ride or die together.
He reaches out to you and grabs your shoulder and puts his hand across onto your face gently, meekly. The strength of this action is sucking in all of his strength that he has left. Fine. I didn't want to have to do this. That part of my life was over. And he puts his hand on the bedstand next to you, and he puts it on the underside of it, and he presses a button, and a hidden compartment from the end stand pops out, and there's a coin inside. He grabs it, and he hands it over to you. When you look at it, you see that on one side of the coin is a skull, and on the other side is a raven. Take this coin to the tea house, the bamboo cup. They will ask you a question. Tell them only when the sun sets sooner. And with that, Chick drifts off into sleep. What do you do?
Wet in the eyes, I take the coin and head out of the apartment complex. I don't know what Chick wants from me, but it must be important. And I'm here for him.
Oh, excellent. You grab your jacket and your gear and you make your way out of the building. But at the end of the stairs is an old half-orc named Thamor the landlord. He looks up at you with one good eye, the other gray and blind. Hey, you Demany, you owe me rent. What do you do?
Thamor, I ain't got time for your shit right now. I'm on my way.
You ain't got time for my shit. I ain't got time for your shit. You're behind on rent so much. I can't hold up this place on my own. And I need that money, and I need it now.
Thamor, go bug some of the other tenants with your bullshit.
Can I get a intimidation check? My money, and I want it now.
Is that just a dice roll?
Yeah, so what you're going to do is you're going to roll the d20. You're going to add your charisma modifier to that. And then if you have proficiency in intimidation, you're going to add the +2 as well.
Nice.
16 and add which ones?
Charisma, and if you have proficiency in intimidation.
Yeah, you should, when you look at your character sheet, you should just see,
Yeah, I have intimidation +5.
Yep, okay, so you rolled a 16 +5 is 21. He looks at you wide-eyed, he puts his hands up. All right, I don't want to get into no rough business. I'll just see it for my money. I'll just see it from you by the end of day tomorrow. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, be on your way then. And he moves so you can continue down the stairs. All right. So you exit the building and out in the streets again, and the sun hangs low. It's dangerous to be out at this time, even for you. All the commoners are home safe in their beds. If something were to happen, there would be no help and no witnesses. But you make your way through the city and you come to the tea district and find the Bamboo Cup. It's a tall 3-story building, wide with plenty of open space and spare rooms upstairs. The entryway is a parlor with guests waiting to be seated and servers making their way to tables and booths. An elf woman is the hostess, and she spots you, and her face turns sour. But she forces a smile and greets you. Do you have a reservation with us? Demany, how do you respond?
I don't have a reservation here, but seems pretty late in the night. I'm sure you might have a spot or two.
Let me check. You do realize we do have a dress code here that you are a bit short of.
Well, my apologies for this. But if I may be so forthcoming, I'm come here on some pretty official business. I was running out of my house, so I didn't have time to properly dress. But I assure you that it's very important, and I must.
Can I get a persuasion? Can I get a persuasion check, please?
Sure. 20.
Okay. Any modifiers, or is it?
I have persuasion +5.
Okay. Yep. Okay, I see it.
Oh shit!
First
Right.
20 of the campaign.
All right. So
I'm hot right now.
yeah, you get a critical
You should
success.
tell him to give you his pants. That guy.
She looks at you and she looks at you and you look very disheveled. Somebody, before I go any further, can I ask, were you holding on to the coin, or did you have it? Did you put it in your pocket or something?
I put it in my pocket.
Okay, all right. She says, yes, I understand. Yes, we have a jacket that we can lend to you, and you'll be seated in just a few moments. So she runs out back. She comes out with a medieval sports jacket, and you put it on. It doesn't fit you well at all. This is more or less a box with arms, and you wait a few moments, and they bring you into the parlor or into the main tea room, and you can see that there's from their namesake, bamboo cups. And it has a very Eastern style to it. And yeah, there's people that are using hookahs and drinking tea and smoking out of pipes. There's people that seem to be drinking a little bit more than tea, but it's just a overall joyous and uplifting kind of vibe in here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take a seat, grab a bamboo cup, sort of sip slowly. Now I'm gonna admit here I have this coin, but I forgot what I'm supposed to do with it.
Okay. Yeah. So Chick told you that he said take this coin to the bamboo cup, and they'll ask you a question. And you are to reply when, let me see.
Chick's voice returns to your mind,
Yes.
reminding you of...
There's something in this tea.
Yeah, I can be a little bit more cinematic with this.
You're
Yeah,
not
sure.
supposed to drink the hookah water, brother.
You twirl the coin in your hand, and the words of Chick come back to you. They will ask you a question, and tell them only when the sun sets sooner. And after your little flashback, a waiter approaches your table, and he says, "Can I help you this evening?"
Yes. Only when the sun sets sooner.
Ah, yes, I understand. Follow me then. And he starts exiting out of the drinking room, the tea room. Do you follow him?
Yes, I'm gonna continue on.
All right. So you tail this guy. He walks through the parlor room, and he brings you to a separate hallway, and he leads you up a set of narrow stairs. And the hallway has 5 doors, 3 on the right side, 2 on the left side, and he takes you to the middle door on the right side. Catch all of that. It's coming up in the pop quiz. All right. Let's see. So he approaches the middle door on the right side, and he knocks 3 times on the door, waits, and then knocks a 4th time. And then the door opens. He opens up his arms, gesturing for you to enter the room before him.
Okay, I proceed pretty cautiously, since I'm unsure of where I'm entering.
Okay. So you enter the room. The door closes behind you. And you enter a large office with a hickory desk and walls covered in decorative artifacts and weapons. A gnome sits at the desk, smoking a large pipe. He takes a drag and looks at you. Sit! Do you take a seat?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a seat.
Okay. So you sit down in one of the chairs in front of me. He looks at you, his eyes narrowed, dragging onto the pipe. Show me the coin you have.
Sir, I might have missed your name. Can you tell me what your name was, sir?
Oh. My name is Opulus Fiddlesticks.
Opulus. Well, it's nice to meet you,
Yes.
Opulus.
It's a pleasure to meet. And who are you?
They call me Demany.
Never heard of you.
I mean, sounds a little surprising, I guess. I'm around these streets. I've know a few people, I suppose you could say.
Lots of rats on the street these days.
Well, you could say if I'm a rat, I'm one of the finer ones.
Sure. Everybody has their pet, don't they?
Oh, I
So-
assure you, I am nobody's pet.
Of course. So how did you acquire the coin that you have then?
Let's just say a special friend of mine gave it to me.
Sure.
And he trusted me to do the right thing by it.
Yes, well, those coins aren't given out lightly. If I may have a look at it, I can determine what its purpose is.
Here you are.
Okay, he takes the coin from you, and he kind of flips it back and forth. He raises his eyebrows a little bit, Gives it a quick little bite and flicks it on the table. He puts it down, slides it back to you. Oh, sorry, I can't help you.
What do you mean you can't help me? A little bite is all you need to know that you can't help me?
Go ahead and roll persuasion, please.
Oof.
I
I thought you were gonna hit
13?
that 20 again and ruin the entire campaign with your bullshit rolls.
couldn't get 3 in a row. I felt it.
So you're going to add your charisma and your proficiency to that.
Okay, the charisma is that +3 or +5? I have two numbers for that.
Modifiers on
Let
the
me
left.
check.
Saving throws on the right.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
if
yeah,
you
the
just
number on
want
the
to, if
left.
you're looking at your character sheet and it says, where is it? Persuasion. Yeah, the whole modifier is +5. So your charisma is +3 and your proficiency is +2. So that makes it +5. And that's what you add to all of your charisma checks. So you roll the d20, you add 5 to it. So you rolled an 8 plus 5 is 13. Let's see. Okay.
This is tense.
Yeah, he has different responses according to what he rolled. So listen here, kiddo. The people you're looking for, they're called the Order of the Raven. I hope you're writing this down.
Yeah.
They're called the Order of the Raven. They went to Whalton with the rest of Prindar's wealth. The guy you'll probably want, his name is Red Eye Rob. That's all I know.
Well, since I have you here, also, what is the purpose of this coin?
That coin, the symbol on the one side, the raven, signifies what gang or triad or criminal organization owes a person a debt. And then the other side signifies what the person did to earn that debt. A skull typically means murder. So whoever earned that coin killed someone to get it.
That doesn't sound like the character who gave me this, but the coin mustn't lie, I suppose.
I'm not here to judge and tell you what's what. I'm just here to tell you the meaning of the coin.
Well, thank you. This is greatly appreciated.
Yes. Now, don't come back here unless you want to get some tea. Be on your way.
You have some great tea here. Made me feel a little woozy in the head.
My own recipe.
All right, I'm heading out then.
Okay. All right. So you depart from the tea house, and you make your way back to. You're making your way back to the house, and you live in a less desirable part of town, and you notice that 3 people are trailing behind you. What do you do?
People trailing behind me. I have a disguise self spell that I would like to use.
And how would you like to disguise yourself? What would you like to look like? How would you like to change your appearance?
I would like to look like an even shabbier version of myself, somebody who doesn't carry any gold or anything else. As a goblin would say, one of the rats of the streets.
Okay. He was a gnome. Not
The
a
gnome,
goblin.
sorry.
Racist.
They're all short. What's it matter? All right. So so you quickly turn a corner. You cast a disguise self. You make yourself look ragged, beard untrimmed, and you slump down against the wall, and you just kind of hold your hand up like this to look like a homeless person. And the three people that were trailing behind you, they walk right past you, don't even give you a second glance, and you notice that they're... actually, can I get a perception check to see what you notice?
Sure. $13. I don't believe I have any modifiers. No.
Okay. All right, so 13. So yeah, you notice that these guys are carrying small cudgels, and they have. You notice that their coin pouches are pretty empty. So you can infer what you will from that information. But they walk past you and they keep going, and you're free to make your way back to the apartment. You go inside and you see that Sheik is still asleep. No, I'm sorry, Chick.
Okay, well, it seems like I have a lot of the information I need. I only have a couple of days to either, or I suppose do both, settle this debt of Chick's and earn enough money to help him out. So I'm gonna grab the necessities that I need here and be on my way.
Are you going by yourself, or are you going to attempt to bring Chick?
I will not be bringing Chick. Chick is in too weak of a state right now. Okay.
All right. So yeah, you pack up your bags. You write a small note to Chick, informing them of your journey to Whalton to uncover the mystery of this debt that is owed to Chick. So this gang owes Chick a favor, and that's what the coin represents.
XOXO Chick.
Mm-hmm. And you make your way off to Whalton. So with that, we will end the scene with Demany. Frotz, or you guys, if you have anything you want to add in right now before I go into Max's story.
I think we're good, right?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
I
Alright, cool,
suddenly
yeah.
really
Yeah,
have
no.
to go pee.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Banned. Banned forever.
My brain almost exploded.
Sorry.
All right. So, Max in the shadows. Max is an orange and black tabaxi who is much smaller than is typical for the tabaxi race at 5'7". Orange fur shines with a healthy glow in the candlelight, while the stripes and speckles of black are so dark they look like they are absorbing the light. Face hidden in the hood of a blue cloak and with gray trim, Max is attired in brown leather studded armor and a green belt holstering sheathed double swords. Beneath the thick leather of the armor, a dark blue undershirt covers leanly muscular arms, with dark blue cloth pants to match. One green eye and one gray eye curiously and quickly dart around the room, looking for the next mark. For the next shiny object that catches the eye. Noticing a shiny pocket watch hanging out of a patron at the bar's bar's vest and stealthily approaching. The watch is stolen without even a glance from the drunken man. Max retreats to the corner table and watches, white teeth flashing in a smug smile at the luck which always seems to be smiling from above. Okay. For as long as you have been in Welton, you have lived and worked at the Red Scale Inn. It's a night like any other. Patrons drunk, needing to be relieved of their gold, and the fighting ring is keeping everyone entertained. Oh, whoops! Here, let me actually. Switch to the Red Scale Tavern. Okay. Though you hear in the background, keeping everyone entertained. Though you hear in the background the out-of-tune twang of a lyre and the footfalls of a long-retired acrobat. But no, it's just Jesse, the jester, the one the strange hobgoblin brought with him. You mosey around the bar, eavesdropping for any juicy info when you see Ida approaching you. Max, how you doing, honey?
Oh, hey, Ida. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing tonight?
Can't complain. My butt hasn't been pinched too much this evening.
Oh, well, that's a shame. I know how you like that.
Depends on who's doing the pinching. But besides, stop! You're distracting me.
Wait,
Anyways.
Ida, what's the gossip tonight? Have you heard anything?
Well, if you care to know, if you see those two halflings over there, the two I'm sorry, I'm having a break. Oh, the two dwarves and that halfling over there are having a duke out. Apparently, the halfling slept with one of the dwarf's wives.
Wow. I hope they don't get maced. This isn't Denny's.
Oh my! What's a Denny's?
Oh, never mind. It's a tavern from where I'm from. Don't worry about it.
Well, then there's a strange elf who showed up. She's sitting over there, and she's been taking on the drink quite heavily. Hasn't touched her food.
Oh, I hope she's got something shiny on her. Maybe I'll go see if her table needs cleaning up.
Well, before you do that, Lady Marlena needs to speak to you.
Aw, darn it, Marlena!
I know,
Okay.
but she runs the joint, and we have to do what she says, or we're out on the street.
I know, and I have to keep you in here, so let's go talk to
Keep
Marlena.
me in here. I'm keeping you in here,
I'm looking out for you,
young
too,
man.
Ida.
Oh, I know. She kind of scruffs between your ears. We look out for one another. All right, Max.
I give Ida a bit of a hug, and I go and look for
Oh,
Marlena.
you're such a sweet little thing. To imagine your parents abandoned you.
Yeah, them's the breaks sometimes. And I
Just
go
don't
off
give
to...
Marlena too hard of a time, okay, Max?
I'll try my best. And I
All
go off and
right.
look for Marlena.
All right. You see Marlena is behind the tavern, the main tavern bench here, where the barkeeps are. She's standing over by the oven, all the way in the top left corner of the map.
Okay, so I go over and I say hi to her. Hold on, I can't
Okay.
in the program.
Is it not letting you? It's not going to let you move through the bar because I have a wall set up there.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, it's all
Alright.
right. All right. So yeah,
Marlena,
you.
I heard you were looking for me.
She looks at you. Yes, come over here, please. And she turns her back to you, facing the oven. She's like, "Come here, come on."
Yeah, what is it? What's so secret over here? Are we just really interested in the fire? Are we making a pizza? What do we need help with?
Max, you've been here for a few weeks, and you have proven yourself to be quite useful around here. And I need you to do something very, very, very important. I need you to get rid of that damn bard's leer. But please do it in a way that it doesn't come back on us. As much as I hate to admit it, I need that hobgoblin's money.
Fully understood, milady. That loot will be acquired and disposed of adequately. Oh, and
Thank you.
what's the name of that guy who's playing the lyre?
That is Jesse the Jester. I actually need to add him in. I totally forgot to do that, so I'll just go in here. Sorry, guys, bear with me for just a moment. I thought I had everything done, and I didn't. It'll just take me a sec. No, it didn't work. Just like everything else this evening. Working perfectly.
I'm interested to know what happens
There
at
we
that
go.
Denny's tavern.
Sounds like a really great place. I'd like to go there after like 3 in the morning.
Okay. So, over by the stairs and in front of the fighting ring, between the stairs and the fighting ring, you'll see a jester character. That is Jesse the Jester, who is playing the terrible lute lyre. Any instrument that he puts his hands on instantly becomes out of tune.
So first I'm going to swing over by this drunken half-elf's table and maybe invite her for a quick little dance to serve as a bit of a distraction.
All right, so you approach her. She's kind of drinking her ale, and she keeps kind of looking up, kind of like sheepishly up at the people in the VIP banister area.
I see you looking
which
up at our VIP section. You know, the way you get up there is to get noticed, and the way you get noticed is to dance really well. You want to maybe go and take a turn with me?
That he's already noticed me too much. I'm supposed to be meeting somebody here in a little bit.
It'll just take a second, and I'm a really good dancer.
Can I get a persuasion check, please?
And I'm gonna roll physical dice too.
Yeah, sure.
That's a 14.
14.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Plus, ooh, I should know. Sorry. 19.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, she's like, oh, what the heck? It'd be just one dance.
All right, and I lead her over to the dance floor in front of the bard, and I make sure she has her drink with her.
All right. All right, so the two of you are dancing together. Can I get a performance check, please?
Yes, sir. That's a 13. Big 13.
So, it's 13. That's a pretty solid roll. However, your dancing partner doesn't have full control of all their faculties and is
That's
kind of like
perfect.
tumbling all
So
around.
I lead her over to the lyre player, and I kind of push her in a way that her drink spills all over his clothes. Oh my gosh, that's such a mess.
Can I get a sleight of hand check
Sure can.
for that?
That's a big 17 plus 8, so math.
Whoops, that's okay. All right. So you go dancing by, and you tilt her. You use your hand or elbow, or the motion of the dancing to tip the cup into the jester's lap, and he says, "Ooh, what the heck is going on here?
Man,
I saw you
I was
up
just
her
thinking
arm to intentionally spill her drink onto me. What
No,
is
I
the
would
meaning
never.
of this?
I would never do that. What are you even talking about, my good
I
friend?
saw
I
it
was
with my
enjoying.
own
I was
eyes."
I was enjoying your music so much with this good lady that I thought that we would take a quick dance. Don't you want people to enjoy your music?
Persuasion.
That is a 10 plus 5, so 15.
Okay. Well, my music does have an effect on people, and it makes them do the most curious things sometimes. In this case, I see that it drove you to jealousy in order to cease my playing.
I'm so very sorry that we spilled that drink on you. It really was an accident. But I'm sure if you go over to the bar, they'll have some napkins. They can get you cleaned up real quick.
Why should I go to the bar? You should bring them to me.
Well, I think it might be better to go over there because they have water over there, and I can't really carry water in my hands. So, I want to go
You
over there
could
and get
dampen
cleaned
the
up.
cloth and bring it to me.
You know how clumsy I am, though, Jesse. I did just spill a drink all over you. Are you sure you want to trust me bringing water all the way across the bar and a cloth? I might burn the whole place down.
Is there an annoying role that I can ask you to do?
I go back over. Fine. You know what, Jesse? Just this once. We'll
Let me
try it.
do-
We'll try and
Give
see if I
me,
can do.
yeah, give me let's call that a performance. Give me a performance check. The one thing you don't have proficiency with. My bad.
That's a 10. So that's not great.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, I see how the service around here has completely gone to shite. Please go bring me a damp cloth.
Yeah, let me go get you a cloth really quick. I'll be right back. And I go and walk over to the bar and I get a cloth.
The elf woman, she tumbles over onto the bench and starts watching the fight. She's like, "Woo! Hit him with the left, hit him with the right."
Okay, so I go to the bar and I come back with a entire stack of cloths, like so many cloths, all the cloths that are at the bar. And
So the when you're leaving with all the cloths, one of the barkeepers, Biff, he says, "Oi, what are you doing with all those cloths?"
yeah, that clumsy Jesse guy, he had a drink spilled all over him by that lush over watching the fight. So I gotta get him cleaned up. Good service, right?
Praise the gods! Anything to cease that noise.
So I bring the pile of cloths over, and I kind of trip as I'm doing it, and I cover the lyre with the cloths. And then I
Okay,
go
yeah,
and
sure.
I just ferociously start wiping his jerkin down to try to clean off the mess of this horrible drink that's staining him. And
Can I get a sleight of hand check on that?
yeah. That is, and let's see, an 18 plus 8.
18 plus
That's a
8. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so you successfully hide the leer with the cloths, and you kind of start mucking up his clothing with the cloths.
And then I kind of like brush the lyre into the pile of cloths in the basket, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go take these dirty cloths out of the way. I hope you have a really good night, though. And why don't you go check out the fight? It looks like it's really heating up.
Can I get a persuasion for that, please?
Yeah. That is a 14 plus 5, so that's 19.
All right. He says, I do have some coin to burn with this most recent employment endeavor. And then you, just as he's about to leave, you hear from up on the balcony room, you hear, Oi! Bard! I ain't paying you to play no commoners and funny business down there. Get your ass up here and play me a tune!
Hey, doesn't he get a 15-minute break?
You shout that back out to the other person?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. He walks over to the edge from his couch. Who said that? And you see a big hobgoblin with two big red eyes kind of walking up, and he's sauntering over, and he puts his hands onto the railing, and he looks over. Who said that to me?
I try to sneak into the shadows with my basket.
Okay, so the lighting is dim in here, and there's plenty of people around that you could have an opportunity to do such a thing. So give me a stealth check, please.
Okie dokie. That is a 16 plus 22. 16 plus 6.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you take the bundle of or the basket of cloths with the leer inside of it, and you nimbly dip into the shadows and the crowds, and you avoid the eye of what's his name? Just a moment. All right. I'll say this once and as a warning to all of you. Ain't nobody talk back to Rob Red Eye. I own this joint now, so you're gonna do what I say and give me the respect I deserve.
So while he's making that speech, I kind of like sneak around and out the back, and I like walk a little bit away from the tavern, and I like smash the lyre to teeny tiny little bits, like just with my claws, I just like rip it apart.
Okay, cool. Yes, you successfully take out all of your rage from your ears bleeding from the past few days from that playing onto the leer.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, let's see. So Blumponious and Frosty, you guys come to the city of Whalton, and you make your goodbyes with Old Bark and the rest of the scouts. And you had a chance to maybe come to some sort of reconciliation and understanding of one another as you arrive to the city of Whalton, and you stand at its gates.
Old Bark, I still have so much to learn. But goodbye, I guess.
Yes, you do have much to learn, but you will learn it in the classroom of the world, and life will be your teacher.
I guess that makes sense.
Old Bark, I'll never forget that time you destroyed my perfectly functioning tent for no apparent reason.
Who needs tents when you have the stars as your canopy?
So wise. So wise.
Yes.
I'll never forget you.
He is very wise, man. You have much to learn from Old Bark.
As much as I wish I could teach you all that I know, I must bid you adieu. And Mishkael's guidance lead you, Frosty, on your journey. And remember, where is the place you are to meet our friend?
The tavern.
Yes, I'm sure you will find it. I will bid you adieu. May you find your brother and the other. Well, I guess. May you find your brother's killer and the attacker of our people. And with that, Old Bark and the rest of the scouts leave you to your devices in the city.
No, friend, little friend, you know the tavern. Where is it?
I've never been to Whalton. If only we had a map or something. Do we not have one of those? No scene change. Okay.
I do not have a city. I do not have a map of Wilton. I will work on that. That's something I completely overlooked.
I smell beer in that direction.
Your nose never ceases to amaze me.
Nose.
Can I get a survival check to try to find the tavern?
Yeah, sounds good.
You guys could also just ask somebody too.
Hey man, the nose knows.
The nose knows.
Nose goes.
5 plus 5 plus what skill?
It's going to be wisdom.
Okay.
So wisdom.
5 plus 5, 10, 13.
Okay. Real quick before we go any further, what time did you guys want to end the stream tonight?
Probably in like the next 30 minutes, I think would be good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I can wrap this up in the next 30 minutes, definitely. All right. Let's see. Survival plus 5, and what did you roll, Nate? I'm sorry, Frosty.
Roll the 5. Survival plus 5. Wisdom plus 3. So 13.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, with that, you're walking through and you're following the sense of beer and drunkery, and you find a lot of taverns that smell of those two things, and you just kind of go up to somebody when you think Blumponious isn't paying attention, and be like, "Where's the red scaling?" And they kind of gesture you in a direction, and you make your way over there.
Sweet. See,
Right.
I know way. Follow big man.
Can I get a deception check?
Get a what?
Deception check.
12.
-1.
-1, yeah.
So 11?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Blumponious, can I get a insight check?
That is going to be an 11.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you don't believe him for a second.
I'm gonna go up and be like, hey, I saw you talk to that guy when you thought I wasn't looking. But you scream at the top of your lungs for some reason. You should really work on your whispering.
In forest, no need. We honest folk, I try to deceive. I am sorry.
I'm just gonna kind of flare my hand up and walk away in the direction of the tavern.
All right. So you guys come to the Red Scale Tavern. All right. And Max, you'll be invisible for a bit because you're technically out back right this moment. All right, so you guys enter the dimly lit Red Scale Tavern. You can see that there's a bunch of seating to your right, and there seems to be people kind of in fights and talking loudly. There's a quieter area over, by the bars with those 4 tables. There's a fighting ring all the way on the opposite side of you guys. And you can see that there's appears to be a balcony where there is a bit of a cartuffle, you will, between a hobgoblin and a jester. And yeah, so you are here to look for the elf woman. Alana, Bow Thistlebow. Yeah. So what would you guys like to do?
Lumpkin, I write in notebook, elf woman, Thistlefoot, she is part of Elder Give Me Quest from Tree, and we must speak to her.
I'm just gonna take a quick look around the tavern and see if I can see anybody that meets that poorly worded description.
Yeah, sure. So go ahead and give me a perception check.
That is a 7.
Okay. A 7 total.
Yep.
Okay.
7 total. If
All
you're expecting
right.
big rolls, you came to the wrong person.
Okay, so yeah, you look around. It's dimly lit in here. There's a lot of loud noises that you're not accustomed to, a lot of languages you're not accustomed to, and you're kind of having a bit of a sensory overload, and you're unable to spot anything recognizable.
I'm gonna drag my friend Frosty up to the bar, and I'm gonna inquire with one of the bartenders.
So there is a large ogre bartender, and there is a human bartender. Which one do you approach?
Let's approach the human.
Okay.
I sneeze.
Bless you.
I smell cat on bartender.
While they're can I re-enter the tavern? Go back up to
Yeah, of
Marina?
course. Oh, whoops! But I just yeah. All right, so yeah, I'll have you come into from the back door, I guess, from the arena.
Okay.
And what would you like to do over there?
I'm gonna go over to Marlena again and let her know that her job is done. Her dirty deed is done.
Okay. Excellent.
Thanks.
All right. So yes, you see Marlena. She's still stoking. She's stirring a pot roast that's been cooking for a couple hours now, and she takes a bite and inspects it. Yes.
I kind of drop the liar's like little toony things in her pocket, the shiny toony things.
The keys.
Yeah, the deed is done.
He looks and says, Good. Keep those in your pocket. Right. Well, here for some compensation, and she gives you 6 silver pieces.
Thank you so much. You're the best. And I give her kind of a kiss on the cheek, and then I dart off before she can give me more work.
Okay. All right. So when you're over there, you notice at the bar a dragonborn and a furbolg, which you don't see very many of. They're rather unusual races to be seen in Whaleton. So you just make a note of that. And back to Blumponious and Frosty. You guys approach the barkeep. He is kind of washing a cup. And he sets it down. He picks up another one. He starts washing it. Kind of gives you a head nod and is continuing with his task.
I'm rubbing my nose because I'm allergic to feline.
I'm like lurking in
Okay.
the background and approaching silently, like kind of
Can I, Frosty, can I get a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yes. 7 plus. What is Constitution? What is the
Constitution
So
is
you're gonna look at-
Constitution.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
Constitution is
stat.
Constitution.
Yeah, I'm an
Yep.
idiot. Okay. 7, 8, 9.
9. Okay, yeah. So you're having a pretty violent reaction to this, the tabaxi dandruff, and you're sneezing. Your nose is completely clogged. Your eyes are watering. Your face is swelling a bit. Yeah.
I approached closer.
What is this foul? Ah. You can continue.
In the
Can I, like-
meantime, while all of this is going on, I am going to approach the barkeep and say, "Hey, my furbolg friend here. He's looking for an elf. Maybe you've seen them skulking around the tavern."
Yeah, we get elves in from time to time. Actually, yeah, we did get one come in this evening. She's been she's been kicking them back since she walked in here, and she's well beyond tipsy. Our own Max there, I was having a dance with her, knocked her into that bloody bod.
Oh, are you talking about me? The elf that I was dancing with? Yeah. I know an elf. Who are you guys? I don't see a lot of your type around here.
Can you take one step backward, please?
I step closer.
God.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
You're.
I like lean really close, and I'm like looking in his face, like, what's
Yeah,
up with this?
And I sneeze directly in your face.
Oh!
Big blue furbolg boogers.
I collect them and save them for later.
Oh god.
Yeah, you should get that looked at. But I was dancing with an elf earlier. I can show you where she is. I think she's watching the fight over there. You guys want me to do that?
Yes, please help much with our quest. Right, Blump, can you do the talking, please?
Yeah, I'm just going to lock arms with Frosty, and I'm gonna gingerly escort him as we follow Max.
I'm gonna turn with a flourish of my cape billowing out behind me, and I'm
I
going
accept
to
the
lead them,
arm.
lead them to the drunk lady.
All right, she's over here.
Wait for them to follow me. While they're following me, can I like investigate her and like see what she's got on her?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
That's a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see that she has very much on her. In fact, you're kind of noticing that despite her innate, elegant elven appearance, her clothes are pretty ragged, and she may have not bathed in quite a while.
I don't like dirty things, so I kind of take a step further away. And hey, elf lady, I've met some of your friends. I think you said you were waiting for someone, right? This must be them.
Yeah. Well, yes, I am waiting for some people. Tall, blue.
Well, we got one.
Oh, you're. And she looks at you, Frosty. You're. Man, Low Cloud, you haven't aged a day.
And I kind of hold my hand out. Because I showed you your friends, do I get a tip for being a good host?
Of course. Stay inside when it's raining.
All right.
Did she mistake me as someone else? I'm trying to process.
Yes, she did. She called you your chief's name, Low Cloud.
Yes.
I kind of elbow him and I'm like, just go with it, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by you. Yes,
You're making a woman blush.
I feel a little uncomfortable impersonating the elder, but I say, yes, I am Low Cloud. I was told that we could find some answers about the slaying of our kin from you.
That things have changed since the last time we saw each other. I lost a lot of my. She starts like drifting off to sleep.
This is of much importance.
Oh yes, I may be able to help you, but I need a bit of a favor first.
Yes, whatever you need, madam.
I owe a substantial amount of money to that man up there. And she points to the hobgoblin.
That's the mean guy that yelled at us earlier. Well, yelled at me.
All right.
Feline, you know these people. Is there anything we can do?
I know you probably want to avoid Red Eye Rob. He seems pretty mean.
Right. With that, that's a perfect cue for Demany. You have arrived to Whalton, and you have made your way through inquiry to. You have found out that Red Eye Rob is staying at the Red Scale Inn, and you have arrived there. You see the warm, light atmosphere. You see the fighting ring. You see the people kind of arguing and laughing and joking about over here. The 6 tables, quieter tables over here in the group of 4, and the private party up at the balcony, and the fighting ring across from you. And what would you like to do?
Demony's gonna make his way over to the bar, just sort of fit in right now, have a drink in his hand.
All right. So you walk over. The ogre looks down at you. What will you be having?
Ogre, I'll take a beer. I'll be modest today.
The name's Buff, and that'll be a copper.
Buff, here you go.
Thank you. And he lays down the cheapest beer they have for you. All right. Okay, so while you're observing, we'll go back to the other group. And where did you guys leave off? You were warning Frosty about Red Eye Rob.
Yeah, that Red Eye Rob guy, and I like raise my voice so that I can be heard over it because we're right next to the fighting pit, so I raise my voice louder so that I can be heard over them. That Red Eye Rob guy, he's up there. He's really mean though. Like he yelled at me earlier, and he was scary, and I didn't even do anything. I just stole a guy's liar. What the fuck?
I hate meanies. Bad people.
All right. So when you say that, you hear, "What good is a jester if he ain't got no music?" And he tosses Jesse the Jester over the railing.
Could I roll?
And,
could I roll for eavesdropping here? Just sort of
Yeah,
try
go
and
ahead and
listen
roll
into
for perception.
conversations.
Yeah. I mean, he's not being quiet, but go ahead and roll for perception.
Okay. I mean, my attempt is to sort of listen, hear Max in the shadows. Since
Okay,
Max in the
sure.
shadows is so loud.
Yes, that is true. Go ahead and roll for perception.
Why?
Yeah. No, you don't hear too much. You're kind of, there's a lot of commotion going on between you and Max in the shadows. You really can't make out anything. And the girl sitting behind you has been trying to capture your attention the whole time. She's like tapping you. Hi, my name is Susan. Hi.
Hey, Susan, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Who are you?
I don't know. You came up to me, Susan. What can you tell me about yourself?
Well, I'm Susan. I just moved to Waleton from Prindar. And I'm just trying to get out into the scene and, discover myself.
Tell me, how's the fight scene around here? What have you discovered about the fight scene?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. It's too much violence for me. I'll watch from afar from time to time, but I don't know much. It's quite barbaric.
Well, Susan, I was thinking of making my way over there. You care to join me?
Can I get a persuasion check, please? With advantage.
I would just like to remind everybody that we're going to keep this PG-13, and you cannot roll to seduce Susan.
Demany's a player over here.
Hey, Susan walked up to me.
That's fair. Okay, she gets what she gets then.
What am I adding on to this? Which one?
All right. So you take the highest of the two rolls, and then you're going to add your charisma and your I believe you're proficient in persuasion. So let me check.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
so
going to add 5 to that roll.
Let me roll again.
Mhm.
So 14, 5, 19.
Oh yeah, she kind of giggles and twirls her hair. Sure, why not? And the two of you make your way over to the fighting ring. Let's see if I can get you both to go. There we go. All right. So you move a little bit closer.
I kind of gesture at Jesse, who's just been thrown off of the railing. You see what I mean, guys? He's so mean. There's no way you want to go over there and talk to Red Eye Rob. That guy's crazy.
Big mean man, eyes ain't so red. Why his name?
Actually, you could probably blend right in with his group.
So Jesse the Jester kind of gets up from being thrown on the ground, and he points up and he says, It must have been her fault. She spilled the drink all over me, and I'm sorry. After he, I said she because Elle, you're a girl, and I always, that's always a mistake I always make. But he must have grabbed my lair when he was drying up my clothes.
Me? And I like look around like, oh, you can't be talking about me.
Yes, it definitely was you. And Red Eye Rob looks to you, and he looks over at Marlena, and is, Marlena, let's have some words. And the two of them go off into Marlena's office. And I think that's a pretty good closing point for tonight's session.
All right.
To be continued in episode 2 of Unreturned, the Lost Vault.
Lost. Vault.
Sooner.
Sooner. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna start winding down for tonight. We're gonna look for somebody to raid for a little bit.
Hey, raids.
For Moldy, do you have anything else you want to go ahead and plug any of your info before we kind of sign off here? Thanks so much again for coming and hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna, I guess, plug myself. I'll drop the link to my channel here in the chat. But yeah, I stream. I started streaming as well. I stream typically Breath of the Wild Monday through Wednesday, 8 PST to around 10.
Yeah,
Thursdays.
He
Go ahead.
streams like right after us, so you guys can catch him pretty much any day of the week, and it won't interfere with our stream, and it's a fun time. I highly recommend going over there, dropping a follow.
Yeah, and Thursdays is my like sort of random night. We watch YouTube, play games together, do like sort of like a community night. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun playing with you guys. This has been great.
Awesome, for sure. So this was the first episode of our attempts at a campaign here. We'll be back on Friday, so there will be no stream Thursday, but we will be back on Friday at 8:30 Eastern, continuing. And this is probably something that we'll do a few episodes of every month. So stay tuned for all of that. And
yeah, we're all together now. Shit's about to kick off. The bar is gonna end up in mayhem, I'm sure.
It's about to get wild.
that is true. Today was kind of the slow. You get introduced to everybody. I'm trying to compare it to an anime. Well. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed listening to you talk good, be bad stick, no pick tomato, and the shenanigans were shenanigans. So that was absolutely beautiful. All right, guys. So on that note, we again will be back on Friday. We'll see you then. We're gonna head over. We are gonna raid Eric Frankhouse Presents. They're also playing a little bit of D&D real quick, so we're gonna go over, show them a little bit of love. If you've never done a raid with us before, our raid call is Be Kind, Rewind, and if you guys have the crabs, blast them with your Crabton America of choice. All right. Yep. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Anybody want to say anything else before I hit the raid now button?
Taketh it sleazieth.
I hate that. Don't do that ever again.
Yeah. Don't hold the crabs to yourself if you have them. Share them.
Give the crabs away. Yes. Don't keep
They're
them.
meant to be shared.
They are. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.